Robbin, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, much appreciated. So this is a created franchise on MLB The Show 20 for PlayStation 4. Imagine if the actors in the Marvel Cinematic Universe played a charity baseball game against the Major League's best players, and that's basically what you have here with the Hollywood Avengers. They've taken the place of the San Diego Padres in the National League West. It's the first week of May. A month of the season has gone by. Right now, the Avengers are 22-13. They're 2.5 games behind the LA Dodgers in third place in the NL West. And let's jump into the next game in the schedule. So they won the first game of a 3-game set at Busch Stadium, 6-4. So this is the middle game of the 3-game set. View organization's games, play game, okay, play full game. We are the away team at the Cardinals at Busch Stadium, St. Louis. Looks good. Chris Hemsworth, Thor, the mighty Thor, is the starting pitcher, 6-1. Chris Evans needs a day off, as you can see. Mark Ruffalo is going to play catcher. Let's see, hold on a second. Let's make sure that Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, someone else is going to play DH. Let's go Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier, will be the DH. Don Cheadle in center. Will be taken over by, let's see, Vin Diesel. I Am Groot will play in center field. And I think that we're good enough. Mackey should probably get a day off. Yeah, Mackey will get a day off. Let's go, Terrence Howard. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Tom Holland, Terrence Howard, Robert Downey Jr., Chadwick Boseman, Mark Ruffalo, Idris Elba, Sebastian Stan, Dave Bautista. There we go. Bingo. Let's rock and roll. All right. So these are the starting lineups. The Avengers at the Cardinals. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Game 4 of your World Series with the Knights. So that's what you're watching right now. You're watching Game 4 of the World Series. Pretty cool. Welcome, Outlander Show. Those of you that are interested in watching MLB The Show 21 on the PS5, the Outlander is doing a created franchise of his own. You should check it out. But for the time being, welcome to Busch Stadium as the Hollywood Avengers visit the St. Louis Cardinals for the second game of a 3-game set. And here we go. On the mound for the Cardinals is Robin Roberts, making his 9th start of the season. His record is 3-1 with a 2.85 earned run average. And leading off for the Avengers is Spider-Man Tom Holland, hitting .378, 6 home runs, 28 runs batted in. He leads off, and here comes the first pitch of the ball game. And it's a ground ball up the third base line. It is a foul ball for strike 1. Ah, good to play some baseball. And that's a hard line drive towards the left center field gap, and it'll make its way in there. Oh, no, it won't. But he's making a turn at first, heading to second. Strong throw, but not in time. It's a leadoff double for Tom Holland. His 9th double of the season. Here's the replay. Next up is Terrence Howard, the first James Rhodes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Going back to Iron Man 1, he's hitting .263 on the season with 3 runs batted in. Pitch is high, ball 1. Cardinals are 2 games under 500, good for 4th place in the National League Central. That's Edgar Martinez at first base and Joe Carter in left field. Runner leads off second. 1-0 count on Howard. Pitch is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. It's a flare to, pop up to the shortstop. Francisco Lindor makes the catch for the first out of the ball game. Starting lineup for the Hollywood Avengers: Tom Holland is at second, Terrence Howard is at shortstop, Robert Downey Jr. at first base. The late great Chadwick Boseman is at third base. Mark Ruffalo is behind the plate. Idris Elba's in left, Dave Bautista's in right. Vin Diesel, I Am Groot, is in center field, and batting ninth is the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. So next up is RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., hitting .273 on the season. Runner at second and one away, pitches high for ball one. Low, 2 balls and no strikes to Tony Stark. Checks the swing, count is 3 balls and no strikes. Will he have the green light on 3-0? No, he will not. On deck is Black Panther. Here comes the pitch from Roberts. High strike, but a strike nonetheless. Hitters count 3 balls and 1 strike on RDJ. Tom Holland leads off second, 1 away here in the top of the first. Backs him off the plate, so it's ball 4. An Iron Man walks, so it'll be runners at first and second with 1 away here in the top of the first. Next up is the late great Chadwick Boseman, hitting .333, 3 homers, 12 runs batted in. You have to be living under a rock to not know that Chadwick Boseman unfortunately passed away in 2020. Sad story. Colon cancer took Black Panther early. He will always be remembered as the Black Panther, regardless of who gets the name. Count is 2 balls and no strikes on Boseman. Holland leads off second. Robert Downey Jr. leads off first. Boseman at the plate, 2-0 count. Inside corner, strike 1. Dave Lawrence is the man calling balls and strikes behind home plate. It's a 2-1 count. On T'Challa. And that's a line drive headed down the line. It's a foul ball. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So close. Runners lead off first and second. 2-2 count. Did he check it?
Did he go?
Yes, he did. Count will be full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. The Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, on deck. Runners lead off first and second. No score here in the first inning. Just gets a piece of the sinking fastball to stay alive. The count will remain full. So he walks another batter. He will walk, the bases loaded. So with 1 away, up will step Mark Ruffalo. Plays the Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He'll have the bases loaded and 1 out. Mark's hitting .315, 7 homers, 26 runs batted in. He's got a good chance to drive in some runs here in the top of the first. Inside ball 1. In case you're wondering, I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the computer run the bases. And I play on the difficulty setting for hitting and pitching at All-Star. So options, gameplay, hitting difficulty is All-Star. And as you can see, the pitching difficulty is on All-Star, in case you're wondering. So the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Bases loaded on Mark Ruffalo. Here comes the pitch from Roberts. Grounds it up the third baseline. It is a foul ball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Out in front of the curveball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ruffalo. And that's a line drive headed. It looks like it'll be deep enough for a tag up. Leaving third and heading home is the base runner. It's an RBI sacrifice fly for the Hulk, and the MCU takes an early 1-0 lead. So that's not exactly the what he was looking for, but he did get the run home, so mission accomplished. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, and up steps Idris Elba, the man who plays Heimdall in the Marvel Universe. 274, 2 homers, 15 runs batted in. Robert sets and delivers.
Nope.
Low, ball 1.
Count 1-0.
And it's a ground ball to the second baseman. He throws to first in time, and the side is retired. But not before a sac fly by Ruffalo gives the Avengers an early 1-0 lead. St. Louis coming to bat. So we go to the bottom of the first. On the mound for the Avengers is Thor Odin's son, Chris Hemsworth. He's 6-1 with a 2.48 earned run average. And leading off for the Cardinals is Richie Ashburn, hitting a .194 with 7 runs batted in this early season. Here comes the first pitch from Hemsworth. Pitch is low, ball 1. And he pulls his sinking fastball. Foul count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Ashburn. Ground ball up the middle. Holland fields, fires. He's safe. Pulls him off the bag. It should be an infield hit, and it's called an infield hit on Ashburn. Too difficult to play. So leadoff hit for the Cardinals. Next up is David Fletcher, hitting .222, only an RBI on the season. Pops it up. Foul territory, strike 1. Fouls the split finger fastball behind home plate. Counts quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Fletcher. Runner leads off first. Ground ball through. It is a base hit for Fletcher. And the Cardinals are threatening. They lead off the bottom of the first with 2 runners on and nobody out. Pulls it between shortstop and third base for a base hit. They're playing him kind of close. Next up is Edgar Martinez, 236, 7 homers, 16 runs batted in. Line drive. It is a base hit to right. Rounding third and heading home. The throw from Batista is in time. He's out at the plate for the first out of the bottom of the first. What a throw by Drax the Destroyer from right. Show us that replay. Come on. I can't believe they didn't show the replay. Next up, with 1 away, runners at first and second is Gary Sheffield, the right field. 248, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. 2-seam fastball at the knees, strike 1. Great throw from right field. And he slices it foul up the first base line. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Sheffield. Misses inside with the fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners lead off first and second. Fouls it off down the first base line. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the first, 1-0 MCU. Runners at first and second for the Cardinals. Strike 3 called. Outside corner, this 2 away here in the bottom of the first. That's Hemsworth's first strikeout of the game. Obviously, Sheffield didn't agree with the call, but still a strikeout. So next up is Francisco Lindor, switch hitter, hitting .315, 8 homers, 18 runs batted in. Hitting from the left side against the righty Thor Odin's son, strike 1. He just gets a piece of the sinking fastball. Count is 0-2 on Lindor. Again, runners at first and second, 2 away. Here comes the pitch. He just gets a piece of the fastball outside to stay alive. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Nasty breaking ball. He tires aside. So after 1 inning of play here at Busch Stadium, the Avengers lead 1-0. So we go to the bottom. No, check that. We go to the top of the 2nd inning. Up steps Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista, hitting .298, 5 homers, 17 runs batted in. He's the right fielder. He made an amazing throw from right field in the bottom of the 1st to throw out a runner at the plate. First pitch is outside, ball 1. In there, high strike by the home plate umpire. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Bautista. And it's a bouncer deep in the hole. It's short. Nice throw. Made it look easier than it actually was. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd. Defensive alignment in the outfield for the Cardinals. Joe Carter, Tyler Naquin, and Gary Sheffield. In the infield from left to right, Miguel Sano, Francisco Lindor, Dave Fletcher, Edgar Martinez with Max Stassi behind the plate. So next up is Vin Diesel. I am Groot. Fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Part-time player playing center field today, hitting .350 on the season. In the dirt, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Diesel. And that's a deep drive. It's got a chance. Back goes Joe Carter to the track, the wall, at the fence. He makes the catch for out number 2. Gave it a ride, but it just died on the warning track. So 2 down here in the top of the 2nd. And up steps the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan, hitting .240, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. He's the designated hitter, batting 9th today. And that's a deep drive. It's got a chance. It is 1 hop to the wall. Rounding first and heading to 2nd. He will make it into 2nd base with a 2-out double. So that is... So the inning will continue for the Avengers here in the top of the 2nd. I thought it had a chance to actually sneak over that fence, but my eyes deceived me. So the leadoff man steps up again. Spider-Man, Tom Holland, doubled in the 1st. And that's a hard ground ball, base hit through the box. Rounding 3rd and heading home is Stan. And he will be in there. It's an RBI single for Spider-Man. And it's now a 2-0 lead for the MCU Avengers here at Busch Field, Busch Stadium. Here's the replay. Ground ball with eyes right up the middle. Tom Holland is 2 for 2. So next up is Terrence Howard. He popped up in the 1st. He's 5 for 20 for the season. Pitches high, ball 1. If you've forgotten, Terrence Howard plays James Rhodes before he becomes War Machine in the first Iron Man movie in 2008. And there goes Spider-Man. Throw to 2nd is not in time. It's a stolen base for Tom Holland. And now with 2 outs, they have a runner in scoring position where a single can possibly score another insurance run. So count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Howard. Spider-Man leads off 2nd. And he's late on the inside fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gets him with the nasty breaking ball. So the side is retired, but not before. An RBI single by Spider-Man makes it a 2-0 lead for the Avengers. So we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Up steps the left fielder, Joe Carter. Joe Carter's hitting .298 on the season. Joe Carter in real life played for the Toronto Blue Jays in the 1990s, a World Series champion. He has 10 homers and 35 runs batted in this fictional universe. Chris Hemsworth sets and delivers. Fouled off for strike one. And he chases a split-fingered fastball. He's down no balls and 2 strikes. Slow roller up the middle. Holland charges, throws across his body in time, and there's one away. Defensive alignment for the Avengers in the outfield from left to right is Elba, Diesel, and Batista. And in the infield is Chadwick Boseman, Terrence Howard, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr. at first, with Mark Ruffalo playing catcher behind home plate. These are your Hollywood Avengers. So next up is the third baseman, Miguel Sano, hitting .264, 8 homers, 22 runs batted in. Comes the pitch from the mighty Thor. Just low, ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
In there, outside corner, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Chris Hemsworth is 6-1 on this early season. He's the ace of the staff. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sano. Avengers won the first game of this 3-game series in extra innings, 6-4. Swing and a miss, strike 3 at the high fastball. And there's 2 away. It's Hemsworth's 3rd strikeout of the game. Here's the replay. Might have been high, but too close to take. So next up is Tyler Naquin, the center fielder, .253, a homer, and 10 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch. Late on the fastball, fouls it off for strike 1. Fouls it off down the first base, checked at the third baseline. Count is quickly 0-2 on Naquin. Line drive to center. There is Vin Diesel. I am Groot. And that means the side is retired at the end of 2 innings of play. It's 2-0. The Avengers are leading. Leading off here in the top of the 3rd is Robert Downey Jr., the man who started it all. Tony Stark is hitting .273. He walked in the first. And he wraps it down the right field line, but curving out of play for strike 1. 2-0 lead for the Avengers here in the top of the 3rd.
Ball inside.
Inside, he checked his swing. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Outside corner, 1-2. Bouncer up the middle. Backhanded, long throw in time. Nice play by the second baseman, and there's 1 away. David Fletcher. So next up is Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther. He walked in the first inning, hitting .333 on the season. That's a line drive to center. Will it dunk in there? Nice diving play by Tyler Naquin for the 2nd out. What a nice play. Show the replay. Come on.
Number 84.
Wow, no replays today. Interesting. Oh, here it is. There we go. Nice play. So 2 away, and up steps Mark Ruffalo. Mark had a sac fly in the first inning. Here comes the pitch from Roberts. And he pops it up the elevator shaft out of the crouch, jumps. The catcher makes the catch to retire the side. Max Stassi makes the catch. After 2.5 innings of play here at Busch Stadium, it's the Avengers 2, the Cardinals nothing. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Max Stassi, the catcher, hitting $160 on the 4 RBIs. Steps up to the plate to lead off. Fouls off the two-seam fastball for strike one. Grounder. Snagged by Black Panther. Throws to first in time. One away here in the bottom of the third.
The batter, the designated hitter.
League leaders in wins. Babe Ruth, Cy Young, and yours truly, Chris Hemsworth, all tied for first with 6 wins. Right now he's in a position for win number 7, but we'll see what happens. So, with 1 out, the lineup turns over. Ashburn, who singled in the first, steps up to the plate. Here comes the pitch from Hemsworth. Late on the fastball, slices out of play for strike one. Slow roller to the second baseman. Charging is Spider-Man. Throws to first in time, and there are 2 away.
The batter, number 22, second baseman.
So the second baseman, David Fletcher, who singled in the first inning, is up for his second plate appearance. 2 out, bases empty, 2-0 lead for the Avengers here in the third. Inside corner with the sinking fastball, strike one. Ground ball up the middle, fielded by Terrence Howard. Easy play. Side is retired. So 1-2-3 inning for Thor. And after 3 innings of baseball here at Busch Stadium, it's the Avengers 2, the St. Louis Cardinals 0. So we will go to the top of the 4th. Up steps Idris Elba, who grounded out in the first inning. Idris plays Heimdall in the Thor franchise in the MCU. Chases a high fastball for strike one. High, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Skies at the center. There is the, no, did he make the catch? Yes, he did. I thought he trapped it. Nice running play by Naquin. Shoestring catch. So 1 out recorded. Next up is Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista, who grounded out in the second inning. Covering a lot of ground in center field, Tyler Naquin is. Outside with the fastball, ball 1. So it's 2-0 Avengers. Top of the 4th, 1 away. Pitches outside, 2 balls and no strikes on the former WWE wrestler. Chases a high fastball. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. That's a line drive over the head of the third baseman, Sano, and down into the left field corner. He makes the turn at first, heads to second, throw to second is cut off. It is a 1-out double for Dave Bautista. That's Dave's 9th double of the season, and they should give us a replay on that. Here we are. Wraps it. Nice attempt by Sano at third base to get up there, but really no chance. So next up is Vin Diesel. I am Groot. Vin is 7 for 21 on the season. It's a .333 average. Outside corner, strike one. Runner at second, 1 away. MCU has a 2-0 lead already here at the top of the 4th. Here comes the pitch. Grounds it up the third base line. It is a foul ball. The count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Diesel. Long time no see. Hello, Wicked Quixotic. Always a pleasure to see your name in the stream. That's a line drive to center, but playable for Naquin, who makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. No advance on the base paths. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I know that you got your fill of baseball today over at the Outlander show. Do not feel the need or any pressure to show your face in this Avengers franchise. I will understand if you've all baseballed out. So next up with 2 outs and a runner at second base is the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan. Oh, that's a line drive. Base hit into the corner. Rounding third and heading home is Batista. He's heading to second. It is an RBI double by Sebastian Stan, and the score is now 3-0 on the 4th double of the season by the Winter Soldier. Nice 2-out hit down the left field line. Rolls all the way to that 336 sign out there. Nice throw back into the infield by Joe Carter, but not in time. So next up is Spider-Man, Tom Holland. 2 outs. He's 2 for 2. Swing and a miss behind the fastball, strike 1. Tom Holland's hitting .387, 6 homers, and 29 runs batted in. He's been by far, in this created franchise, the best hitter on the team so far this year. Ground ball through the hole. He makes the turn at third, heads on home. The strong throw to the plate is not in time. It's an RBI single for Spider-Man, and the score is 4-0 MCU on back-to-back 2-out RBI hits. Confession, I listened to that one mostly radio style, so not baseballed out yet. Well, listen, if for whatever reason, because of errands or duties around the house, if you have to watch this one podcast style, you will no love lost. Next up is Terrence Howard. He's 0 for 2. 5 for 21 on the season. Pitch out, but Tom Holland is not stealing, so we've got Spider-Man at first base. 2 runs have already crossed the plate. It's 4-0 MCU here in the top of the 4th. Here comes the next pitch from Robin Roberts. And he skies it to shallow center. There is Naquin. He makes the catch to retire the side. But as I said before, 2 runs across the plate. And after 3.5 innings of baseball here at Busch Stadium, it's the Hollywood Avengers 4, the St. Louis Cardinals, nothing. I'm probably going to play Final Fantasy VII later on tonight again, even though the game is starting to annoy me a little bit. I'm a little bit of a completionist. I started it, so I want to finish it. So in case you're interested in that Wicked Quixotic, FF7, the remake, will probably air again tonight. Leading off here in the bottom of the 4th inning is Edgar Martinez, who's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch from Thor. In there, strike 1. 98 on the radar gun. Just misses with the split-fingered fastball outside. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. That's a line drive to center. I Am Groot makes a shoestring catch for out number 1. Vin Diesel. Nice running play. Next up is Gary Sheffield. Struck out in the 1st inning. He's 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch from Chris Hemsworth. In there, strike 1. Ground ball, slow roller up the middle, fielded by Terrence Howard. Throws to first in time. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting, the shortstop, Francisco.
So next up is the switch hitter Francisco Lindor. 2 outs, bases empty. Struck out in the 1st. He's 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball backhanded by Tom Holland. Throws to first. Scooped nicely by Robert Downey Jr. to retire the side. So at the end of 4 innings of play, it's the Avengers 4, the Cardinals nothing. Leading off here in the top of the 5th is Robert Downey Jr. I Am Iron Man. 4-0 lead for the MCU. 3-hopper to Fletcher at second. Throws to first. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Now batting, number 12.
Next up is the late, great Chadwick Boseman. He walked in the 1st. Officially, he is 0 for 1 today. 12-6 curveball is outside for ball 1. High, 2 balls and no strikes. Ball 3. Checks his swing. Count is 3 balls and no strikes. On deck is Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk. Will he be swinging on 3-0? No, he will not. My hands are off the controller. High strike, but a strike nonetheless. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. And it's a deep drive to center, but back goes Naquin to the track, makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, number 84.
So with 2 down, up steps the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Mark's 0 for 1 today. I think he has a sac fly though, however. Pitch is low, ball 1.
Count 1-0.
Mark's playing catcher today. A little late on the fastball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. High, 2-1. And again, he pops it upstairs behind home plate. Count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 5th, 4-0 lead for the MCU Avengers. Full count, 3-2. On deck is Hemedal. And he fights off the fastball to stay alive. Count will remain full. That's a deep drive to right. Back goes Sheffield to the track, the wall. At the wall, he makes the catch to retire the side. So after 4.5 here at Busch, it's a 4-0 lead for the Avengers. Oh, yeah. Love baseball, can't get away from it. All right, so we go to the dugout to talk to Heidi Watney, our sideline reporter. We're sorry, Heidi. There seems to be something wrong with your microphone. We'll send a technician down there to take care of it. In the meantime, we will go back to the mound and the plate. Nice lead so far. I'm doing my best. Leading off here in the bottom of the 5th is Joe Carter. On the mound is the ace of the staff, Thor Odinson. In there, strike 1. He's 6-1 on the season. The Avengers are 22-13. That's 2.5 games behind the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League West after, I guess, 5 or 6 weeks of the season. It's early May in this franchise. 1 hopper to Tom Holland, throws to first in time, and there's 1 away.
Now batting,
ERA leaders in the National League, Tom Seaver for the Colorado Rockies, 1.58. As you can see, Chris Hemsworth is on the list, 2.48, but he's got work to do to climb that mountain. So Miguel Sano struck out in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. He steps up with 1 out. Pitch is low, ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
Fouls a split finger fastball behind home plate upstairs. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Welcome to Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. It is so much appreciated. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on the 3rd baseman. Here comes the pitch from Thor. Oh, and that's a line drive. Scooped by Batista. Big turn at first, but he'll stay there. It's a 1-out single for the St. Louis Cardinals. That's Miguel Sano at first.
the center fielder.
So next up is Tyler Naquin, who lined out in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. Runner at first, 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Misses outside for ball 1. And he pulls the splitter foul. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Waits on the slider, but still fouls it off. Count is 1-2 on Naquin. Just gets a piece of the fastball to stay alive. Last 2 games went into extra innings. I'd like a laugher for once. It would be nice. Hard grounder to third, over to second for 1, back to first. Scooped out to the dirt. It's an around the horn double play to retire the side. Nice play started off by Chadwick Boseman. Over to Tom Holland. And then throws across to Robert Downey Jr. to retire the side. It's 4-0 MCU here at the end of 5.
Your attention, please.
So leading off,
Now pitching.
well, not leading off, taking over on the mound for the Cardinals is Phil Niekro, the legendary knuckleballer. He's 1-2. No, check that. He's 5-1. He has 1 save out of 2 attempts and a high ERA. Leading off against Phil Niekro is Idris Elba, who's 0 for 2. It's the top of the 6th, 4-0 lead for the MCU.
That's a ball.
Knuckleball outside, ball 1. And he fouls it off for the first strike. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Elba. Ground ball to the first baseman. Martinez takes it himself to the bag for the first out.
Now back. Right fielder. Dave Batista.
Drax the Destroyer, a.k.a. Dave Batista, has a double today. He's 1 for 2. He's hitting .302 overall. Steps up against the knuckleballer Niekro. And he's a little late on it. Strike 1. Hopper down the third base line, throws across the diamond in time, and there are 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th.
Now back.
Batista is retired.
32.
So Vin Diesel, I am Groot. 0 for 2 today, playing center field in place of Don Cheadle, the starter. Pulls it foul down the left field line, out of play, strike 1. Fly ball to right, playable for Sheffield. Makes the catch. It's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Phil Niekro. And after 5.5 innings of play here at Busch Field, Busch Stadium, not Busch Field, it's the Avengers 4 and the Cardinals nothing. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Stepping to the plate is Max Stassi, the catcher, 0 for 1.
The catcher. Matt.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
0-1's the count. Ball.
Misses outside with the sinking fastball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Chris Hemsworth is cruising. 5 shutout innings so far. Misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's towards the left center field gap. And it will be in there and roll all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Stassi. It'll be a leadoff double for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 6th. That's Stassi's 2nd double of the season.
Designated hitter.
Just split the outfielders left and center field. Really no chance for either fielder. So the leadoff man steps up for his 3rd plate appearance. Richie Ashburn is 1 for 2 with a single. He's hitting a .199 on the season. Runner in scoring position with nobody out. First pitch is at the knees for strike 1. Yanks it to the first baseman. Line drive, out number 1. Robert Downey Jr. makes the play. No need to throw to second. So, next up is David Fletcher, the second baseman. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Misses with the 2-seam fastball outside. Ball 1. David Fletcher in this first month of the season hitting .059 with runners in scoring position. Strike 1. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, runner leads off second, 1 away. Just gets a piece of the slider. Count is 1 and 2 on Fletcher. Struck him out on the inside fastball. There's 2 away. Strikeout number 4 for Thor.
Now batting, the first baseman, Edgar.
So next up is Edgar Martinez, first baseman. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Slow roller up the third baseline. It is a foul ball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. There's 2 outs, runner at second. Bottom of the 6th, 4-0 lead for the Avengers. And he crushes it, but it will go foul for strike number 2. Swing and a miss at the slider. Strikes him out, and the side is retired. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of 6 innings of baseball here at Busch Stadium. It's the Avengers 4, the Cardinals nothing. So we're going to go to the top of the 7th. Up steps the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan, who is 2 for 2 today.
Number 16.
He's having a good day. 2-hopper to the third baseman, throws across the diamond in time. 1 pitch, 1 away here in the top of the 7th. And Winter Soldier is now 2 for 3.
Second baseman.
So the lineup turns over. Tom Holland, Spider-Man, is 3 for 3. He has 2 singles, a double, 2 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch from Necro. And he pops it straight up behind home plate. Stazzy, in foul territory, makes the catch. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the 7th for the Avengers. They can't seem to square up that knuckleball from Phil Necro. So Terrence Howard is 0 for 3. He's 5 for 22 for the season. Only has 22 at-bats here in this first month of the season, 5 weeks or so. It's a .227 average. Ground ball up the first base line. It is a foul ball for strike 1. Misses the knuckleball as it floats in there for strike 2. And he pops it up behind home plate. Stazzy is busy this inning. In foul territory, he retires the side. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the 7th inning stretch here at Busch Stadium. It's a 4-run lead for the MCU. They lead 4-0. Nice, relaxing baseball game. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Chris Hemsworth is still on the mound. He faces Gary Sheffield, who's 0 for 2. In there, strike 1. 96 on the radar gun. Just gets a piece of the sinker. Count is 0-2. Pitch is outside, waste pitch, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sheffield. Breaks his bat, slow roller to Tony Stark at first. He takes it himself, and there's 1 away.
Now batting, not shortstop,
Francisco Lindor, the shortstop, batting from the left side against the right-hander, Thor Odinson. He's 0 for 2 today. Here comes the pitch. Checks the swing, but it finds the inside corner for strike 1. And that's a fly ball, finds the seats. Count is 0-2. Pitch count. This is pitch number 71 for Chris Hemsworth here in the bottom of the 7th. Ground ball up the first base line, fielded by Iron Man. He races him to the bag, wins the race. There's 2 away.
Now batting, the left fielder,
Joe Carter, 2 outs, bases empty. 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs. Here comes the pitch. Strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Misses outside. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 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 1 That's a line drive to right. It will dunk in there for a base hit. It's a 2-out single for Joe Carter. And the inning will continue for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Now batting, third baseman.
Here's the replay.
Miguel Sano.
Next up is Miguel Sano, the third baseman. He is 1 for 2 with a single today, hitting .268. Strike one. High strike. Called by the home plate umpire, Dave Lawrence. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Grounds it. Charging is Bozeman. Throws across the diamond in time, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of 7 innings of baseball. It's a 4-0 lead for the Hollywood Avengers. So we go to the top of the 8th. Up steps Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. He's 0 for 2 today. He does have a walk. He leads off against the knuckler. And this ground ball might find its way up the middle. Backhanded jump throw for Fletcher in time. Nice play for the first out here in the top of the 8th. Not enough speed on the bases. Look at this replay again. Backhands it. 1-2 jump throw. So next up is Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa. He is 0 for 2 officially. He does have a walk in this ball game. Pitch is high, ball 1. 30,784 in attendance here at Busch Stadium. I do not know if that's a sellout. I'm going to assume that it's not. He swings and misses at the knuckler. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Black Panther. Pitch is low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Swings and misses at the knuckle fastball. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tries to sneak a fastball past him, and it works. Deep but playable for Naquin in center. Makes the catch for out number 2. So next up with two out and nobody on base is Mark Ruffalo, who's 0 for 2 with a sac fly today. Hard ground ball up the first base line and will roll all the way to the wall. He makes a turn at first. Oh, it's dropped by Sheffield, but it doesn't really matter. It's a stand-up double for Mark Ruffalo. It's a 2-out double number 9 for Ruffalo here to extend the top of the 8th. So they'll have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs now. Didn't quite get a handle on it, but not a lot of speed from the Hulk. Idris Elba's up. He's 0 for 3. Chance to drive in an insurance run. But instead he pops it up in the infield. Miguel Sano makes the catch to retire the side. So, 7.5 innings of play. Still, the score is 4-0 Avengers. Leading off is Tyler Naquin, 0 for 2 today, leading off the bottom of the 8th. Hemsworth is still out there pitching, 7 shutout innings up to this point. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Again, blows the fastball by him a second time. Count is 0-2. Fouls off the slider. Count remains 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's the first out here in the 8th. 6th strikeout of the game for Thor.
Now batting, catcher,
The mighty Thor. Next up is Max Stassi, the number 9 hitter. He had a double in the 6th. His last at-bat, he's 1 for 2. And he blows the fastball by him for strike 1. Max is 5 for 27 on the season. He's obviously the backup catcher, hitting a $185 on the season. Late on the fastball, Out of play, strike 2. Just gets a piece of the slurve. Stay alive. Strike 3 called, inside corner, and there's 2 away. That's strikeout number 7 for Hemsworth. Here comes the replay. I don't know what he was looking at. That's a strike. So the lineup turns over. Richie Ashburn is 2 for 9 in the series. He's 1 for 2 today. Pop up. Slurve is the weirdest word. Slurve, yeah. Weirdest word. Slider and a curve. I don't know where they get these names from. Sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I think they make some of this stuff up. They just give these arbitrary names for different ways in which they hold the ball. Everybody's breaking balls move differently anyway, depending on their arm angle. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. Like a Vulcan curve. Is there really a difference between a Vulcan curve and a 12-6 curve? Come on. Anyway, I digress. Ground ball to Spider-Man. Holland throws to first in time. And that's 8 shutout innings for Odin's son. It's 4-0. The MCU leads Game 2 of this 3-game series. Dave Bautista, former WWE professional wrestler, actor, Drax the Destroyer from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. He leads off the top of the 9th. Phil Necro is obviously still out there. And late on the screwball, count is no balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss to the knuckler, count is 0-2. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss to the knuckler, strikes him out swinging for out number 1.
Now batting, number 32.
So up next is Vin Diesel. He's 0 for 3, 7 for 23 on the season. Inside off the plate, ball 1. Just came in there so slow, he just swung and missed it. Count is 1-1. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on I Am Groot. Just gets a piece of that knuckle ball to stay alive. I am Groot. That's a fly ball to center. Naquin settles under it. Makes the catch for out number 2 here in the top of the 9th. So 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Sebastian Stan steps up to the plate. He's 2 for 3. Bases empty, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Yo, African Giant Gaming, what's good? Thank you for joining the stream. This is Avengers Baseball. Welcome. Way out in front of the knuckleball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on the Winter Soldier. It's a 4-0 lead for the Avengers. Thank you for joining. Please like that video. Did he check it?
What do you got?
Yes, he did. According to the first base umpire, the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out. So we will go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks for the St. Louis Cardinals. They need 4 runs to tie. This is game 2 of a 3-game set in May. Can they tie the ball game? We'll see. So Chris Hemsworth, Thor Odin's son, is going for the complete game shutout. He will face David Fletcher to lead off the bottom of the 9th. David is 1 for 3 with a single today. That's a line drive. and dunks in there for a leadoff single. David Fletcher is on the leadoff of the ninth.
Now back, first baseman, Edgar Martinez.
Next up is the first baseman, Edgar Martinez. Edgar's 1 for 3 with a single. He's 2 for 9 with a homer in this series. At the knees, strike one. So, game 1 of this series against the St. Louis Cardinals, the Avengers won 6-4 in 13 innings. Pitches low, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. So if they succeed and win this game, they'll have won the series, and then tomorrow they will go for the sweep, 3 out of 3. And it's a lazy fly ball to center. There is Vin Diesel, makes the catch for out number 1. No advance on the bases.
Now batting,
I'm Groot. Gary Sheffield, 0 for 8 in this series. He's 0 for 3 today. Runner at first, 1 away. Misses outside, ball 1. Chris Hemsworth is approaching 9. Oh, it's a line drive, base hit towards the gap. He'll make it to second. And it's a 1-out double for Gary Sheffield, and there's now 2 runners in scoring position at second and third with 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th. The tying run has not come to the plate yet, but if you're an Avengers fan, you have to start to worry a little bit. 1 more hitter gets on base, and the tying run comes to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. Next up is Francisco Lindor. He's 0 for 3. 1 for 8 in this series. I think manager, bullpen, Jeremy Renner and Stan Lee are exhausted. So I'm going to have to go Ed Norton and the Vision, Paul Bettany. And the manager is going to go for a mound visit. Just talk to him. Look at all that confidence Thor has. Of course Thor has all that confidence. There's nobody as confident as Chris Hemsworth. Slices out of play, strike 1. So Lindor's hitting .214 so far this season with runners in scoring position. Misses inside with the slider. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Strike 2. Count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouls off the split finger fastball. Again, 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out, bottom of the 9th, 4-run lead for the Avengers. That's a deep drive, but it will slice out of play. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. I can't have an easy game. It's always got to be drama at the end. Always got to be some nail biting. And it's a lazy fly ball towards the right field line. Tagging, the throw to the plate by Dave Bautista is offline, so he loses the shutout. It's a 4-1 lead on the RBI sacrifice fly. Runner at second, 2 away. They're down to their final out of the game. Joe Carter steps up to the plate. He's going for the complete game. Inside corner, strike 1. Joe Carter's hitting .500 with runners in scoring position. My God. Lines it into the seats, and they are now down to their final strike of the game. Slow roller, charged by, backhanded by Terrence Howard, throws across in time, side retired, ball game over. Avengers win 4-1. So they win the second game, the first 2 games of this 3-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals. They'll go for the sweep tomorrow. The Avengers so far are 23-13. They are now 10 games over 500 for the first time this season. Great game. Thank you, Wicked Quixotic. As always, I really appreciate your support. Anytime I see your name in the stream, it puts a smile on my face. That's serious. Chris Hemsworth wins game number 7. He's 7-1 on the season. So, Hollywood Avengers, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. St. Louis Cardinals, 1 run, 8 hits, no errors. Chris Hemsworth gets the win, he's 7-1. Robin Roberts gets the loss. And of course, Chris Hemsworth goes to basically 2 outs in the 9th inning with a shutout, complete game shutout. He gets the complete game, gives up 1 run, 8 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks. So this has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps. I really much appreciate it. If you're interested, I'm probably going to be playing Final Fantasy VII, the remake, tonight. I'm about 10 to 12 hours into the main storyline. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to join me. Also, if you're also interested in baseball, the Outlander Show is also doing some baseball over on his channel. Outlander Show is a lot of fun, so give that a look. So the final here at Busch Stadium, the Hollywood Avengers win 4-1. Thank you so much for joining me. Have yourself an absolutely great night.